Where do you stand on the extension of the Bush tax cut plan?
Well, I call it the Nancy Pelosi tax increase rather than the Bush tax cut. You know, this is the worst time in the world when the economy is sputtering, when people are losing their jobs, when businesses, again, are scaling back, is to increase anyone's taxes. The fact that they left Washington, without extending the tax cuts for all Americans, the fact that they left Washington without passing a budget to come back and campaign, but yet refuse to do what I'm doing, to sit here and listen to what's on the minds of the American people, is why we're going to have a change in Washington. I would not have left Washington without making sure that we had those tax cuts extended. You watch how many more people will be unemployed once they let those tax cuts run out. You watch how many more jobs, how many more people will lose their jobs. These are not people, these are not business people, unfortunately. Congressman Kandrowski had never created a job. I did, I created a job. I said prayers on the way to the post office hoping there was checks there so that I could make payroll. I've signed the front of more checks than I did the back in my lifetime. I have created jobs. I know what it takes to create a job. I know what businesses need so that they'll invest again. And that's what we need. We need somebody with some experience that understands how business works, that understands business creates jobs, not government. Small business, moms and pops. This country will not be saved by Uncle Sam.
That's right.
It'll be saved by moms and pops all across America who go out every day and hire another employee, who go out and take a risk and take a chance, who work morning, noon, and night to make sure that business, government needs to get out of their way, get out of our lives, and let business thrive again.
To that degree, though, do you think that the tax cuts should be extended again to everybody, including those that make the upper income limit?
Everybody. It doesn't make sense. We were a subchapter S, our business. So in the subchapter S, obviously the income went to the personal level. All of the money we made in our business was reinvested back in our business. We bought equipment. The money we bought equipment, we expanded, we hired more people. It doesn't make sense to take money from people who are creating jobs. Not at this time in the economy. You don't take more money so they could spend more money. So that, why do they want more of your tax dollars? So that they could spend more. They can't get. Somebody said that they're spending like drunken sailors, and then, I had a person call me. He said, "Sir," I said, they can't help themselves. They're spending money like a drunken sailor.
Easy.
Yeah. I am a sailor, and even a drunken sailor knows to stop drinking when he runs out of money.
Well, I'd like to back you up on that statement there. A while back, I was listening to a late night talk radio program, and this figure is about 15 or 16 years old. But just to show, I don't think a lot of people are aware of how much money it takes to run this federal government for 1 year. From the day of the country's inception in July of 1776 till the year 1901, all those federal budgets combined, that's how much money it takes to run this federal government for 1 year.
And the government's just growing and
that's
growing.
old. That's 15,
they're just
16 years
continuing
old.
to grow. And let me tell you, putting it down to local and state government level, a lot of the problems that cities are having right now financially is because of the pension systems, the government pension systems. And it will continue to plague municipalities and states as well. The fact that our federal government thinks the answer is to grow government even bigger, it's just the complete opposite. We've got to encourage small businesses. We've got to help, putting it down on a very simple level, the more money we can put in your pocket, the more money we can put in the pockets of the American people, they will spend it. When they spend it, they create a demand. When there's a demand, somebody's going to supply it. That's how the economy works. Not the government taking more money out of your pocket and them spending it. You know, it's just the complete opposite. And that's the two different visions that we have for America. This is the most important election of our lifetime. Because I don't know of it, at least in my life, when there was ever a time where we were at a crossroad in America, in this country, as we are right now. We have an administration that is on fast forward to big government. And if they win and control the House, the Senate, and the White House, there will be no stopping or no recognizing what our country will be. If we don't believe that is the best way for America, then we've got to go out and we've got to make changes. And there is a difference between, there's no middle ground between Congressman Kondrasky and myself right here, because he believes Nancy Pelosi's right, he believes Barack Obama's right, and I do not. And I am up to the challenge, and I will make sure that I fight for the people here, because these are hardworking people. These are people who've worked hard their entire lives, who are worried that they're going to lose their home. They're worried they're going to lose their job. They're worried that the business they work for will close. And where will they turn? Where will they go? So,
maybe to an organizer.
an organizer. Right. Exactly. That's what we elected.
Right. The drunken sailor, if you will. Here's what I'd like to ask you. And I don't think this election is about Democrats or Republicans. It's about the future of America. And I firmly believe that. I'd like to get on my horse like Paul Revere and ride through the streets of Philly and say, hey, America, get your head out of your butt. We're being sold out. And I'm scared to death. We are. And if we don't wake up, our grandkids or our grandkids' kids are never going to pay off this debt. And we're being sold out. And we better wake up fast.
I'll tell you.
I'll give you a good example, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
40 years ago, if I wasn't making X amount of money, I did not get a loan to build a house.
That's right.
But along comes the immigrants or whatever. Oh, you want this house? Oh, sure, we'll give it. It's on your name. They're making $10,000, but they're buying for $500,000 homes. Who helped you? Who helped you get a house? You know what I'm saying? Let them come true. The Statue of Liberty, like Ellis Island, like your aunts and uncles or your grandmother did or mine. Not come through the back door and then take jobs from American people and put on our welfare roll or on our state system. We're overtaxed. We're being taxed to death here. Something's got to break here.
Well, just to go back on your other comment about waking up America, look around this room. I think America.
I hope you're right.
Yeah,
really. I hope you're right.
Two more questions, and then, as I mentioned, if we didn't get to your question, please fill it out in the form. Lance, right there in the back, you can hand it to Lance or myself before you leave. We'll make sure we get you an answer. Do two more questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
I have a question. We all know what goes on in Washington. Both parties are concerned about political control, and they have leadership. Leadership in the House on both sides. There's leadership in the Senate on both sides. You have whips. You have vote counters. You have the speaker. You have majority, minority leaders. When they come to you in your first term, if you're elected, and they say, look, we're freshman congressman, we got a plum spot on this committee. We want you to do A, B, C, and D and vote for this. You gonna fight them, or are you gonna say, you know what, they helped me get elected. I gotta stay loyal to my party, and I've got to, just basically toe the line and get where I'm going, right?
Rather than give you a political answer, I'll give you an example of what has happened to me personally when something of that magnitude happened to me. When I had